You can mix and match weapon modifications across different weapons in Fallout 4 to effectively create your own weapons using this weapon modification glitch, and in this video I will show you how. Hi, I'm Mo and I'm trapped in Fallout. To use this glitch, we will first need to get two different weapons, preferably a fat man and a pipe pistol. The reason we're going with this combination is to basically show you just what kind of devastating weapons we can create. But to use this glitch, you can use other weapons as you wish. You can use a sniper with a machine gun, whatever you really like. But to show you this glitch, I'm going to use a fat man and I'm going to use a pipe pistol. The first thing we will do is first of all have a weapon that actually has a modification on it. So let's go into the weapons workbench, and I have a fat man and it has a MIRV launcher. So this is a modification on the weapon. So I'm going to remove this modification and attach the standard one instead. With that, I will now need to make sure that the ordering of the weapons that appear on the inventory is correct. The weapon that I'm going to remove the modification from and attach the modification to must appear on the top of the list. And we can do this by simply renaming this weapon. So I'm going to go ahead and rename this weapon to 0 such that it appears on top of the list. And now similarly, what I will do is basically take this modification, so the MIRV launcher, and attach it to the pipe pistol. And to do this, the weapon that you want to attach the modification to must appear below the weapon that has the modification. So in this case, the pipe pistol. And since it needs to appear underneath, in this case, I'm going to rename this to 1. And with that, I now have my weapons ready to go. I have my fat man, which has a standard launcher, but in the background, it has the MIRV launcher that I can attach. I've just removed it in this instance. And I have a pipe pistol that's basically a standard pipe pistol. Now with that, go ahead and exit the workbench and go ahead and create a quick save. So the reason we're creating a quick save is simply because when we go into this weapon, we will need to scrap it and modify it at the same time. Now before we do the glitch, I just want to show you this really quickly. If I go ahead and scrap the weapon, notice that this is sort of the standard way the scrap looks. i.e. you have the scrap menu, and if you look at the background, I can see the listed weapons, i.e. the fat man aka 0 and the pipe pistol 1. But what we're going to do is basically glitch this menu here. So go ahead and cancel. Now what you need to do is press the scrap button and the modify button at exactly the same time. And if you do it right, then you will see a really different glitched version of the scrap menu. And if you do it wrong, then you will end up scrapping the weapon. And that's why we created the quick save. So go ahead and press the scrap and modify button at exactly the same time. And if you do it right, you should see this menu. So what you should see now is a scrap menu confirmation box. But underneath it, previously where we saw the weapons being listed, this time instead we are seeing the modification for the fat man. So when this happens, you need to press these buttons in this specific order, otherwise the glitch will not work. What you want to do is press the scrap button first. And once you do this, now you need to press the right button on the D-pad. So go ahead and press right. And if you do that, you should see now this screen, which looks a bit weird. It's basically like an amalgamation of the two weapons together. So if you now hover over the MIRV launcher, notice that it takes that MIRV launcher modification and it attaches it to your pipe pistol. And with that, you can now simply attach the weapon and then just exit the weapons workbench. Now go ahead and actually equip the weapon. And notice that this weapon uses 38 ammo type. So if I go ahead and now equip the weapon, on the bottom right hand corner, it doesn't use mini nukes. It's actually using the native ammo type of the weapon. However, if I fire the weapon, it fires mini nukes. So this is basically taking one modification from one weapon and attaching it to another weapon, allowing you to create some really interesting weapon combinations. Now let's just assume for a moment that instead of attaching it to the pipe pistol, I attached it to something else. Let's just say I attached it to a legendary weapon, like a legendary pipe pistol. And let's just pretend that the legendary pipe pistol had some effect, such as maybe shooting double projectiles. What this would have caused is every time I fired a nuke, instead of firing 2, I would have fired 4 nukes. And then because of the MIRV launcher, when I fire one nuke splits into, I think, 3 or 4 nukes. I would have actually ended up splitting it into 4 or 5 nukes. So you can totally take 2 different weapons with 2 different modifications and even combine it and compound it with other things such as weapon legendary effects, and you can create some really devastating bits of kit. So this is one such way of creating some very, very, very powerful ways of pretty much destroying everything in front of you. By using the weapons modification glitch in Fallout 4, you can create some really amazing and unique weapons. You can take even more advantage of this by increasing all your special points above 10, some all the way up to around 20. Click on the video you see on the screen now to learn more on how to increase your special points well beyond the 10 threshold.